Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We're carrying on with our Boeing business jet flight around the Mediterranean. We're currently here in Tunis, Tunisia, and we're heading over to Algiers, Algeria. I'll be flying along the North African coast. There's Kevin behind us in the 146. He's getting ready to go. He's a little bit lower than we will be, so he's getting a little bit of a head start there and getting himself up and ready to go. And while we're doing that, we'll jump into the cockpit and get ourselves up and ready to go as well. And that's interesting. I just had a FS to crew update window pop up. First time I've ever seen that while the sim's actually been running. All right, let's hop on board, get this thing fired up and ready to go. Okay, so we'll get the parking brakes on, popping up to the overhead. Ground power is connected, so the batteries will come on. Standby will go to auto, and emergency exit lights will come on. We'll also turn the ground power on now. We'll turn the position lights to steady, and we'll crank the dials. So it is technically nighttime once again in the real world, but we're flying daytime so we can see the scenery and terrain. These night flights were getting a little bit boring on YouTube, as there's not a lot to see when we're looking outside. So we're rolling the time back to 10 a.m., which is what it is now, but weather is all live as it would be. So that's all the lights on. We're going to pop up all the way to the back, get the IRSs up and going. Both of them are now up and running, and we'll carry on with getting set up as the passengers are coming on board. So we'll get the seatbelt signs on. Electric hydraulic pumps are on. Yaw damper, window heats, both sides are coming on. We'll get the left aft fuel pump up, and we'll turn on the APU. And as soon as the low oil pressure light comes on, we will get that up and firing up. So popping down, we can come over here, look at our flight for today. And you can see we've got an update here on the ground operations. This is all the stuff for the that's been brought over from the 777. A lot of door maintenance and ground stuff and all that type of stuff has been brought in, as well as updates to the aircraft. So a lot of stuff happening there. So we're going to go into our flight bag. We'll bring up the flight. It's populating in, and you can see we're basically going to be heading along the coast here. Bit of a rain, light thunderstorms and rain over here in Algeria, so it'll be interesting to see what we actually get when we get over there. But there is the route that we will be taking there. So back up top, looks like we're just about set on the APU being up and ready to go. There she is. The APU generators can now come on. We're now on aircraft power. We'll get the APU bleed on, and we'll get the packs on both sides for air in the back, and we'll get some the isolation valve to auto. It is 23 degrees out, so it's a little bit warm. That's all good. We'll get that going there. So with that set, we can pop down to the FMC, and we'll start getting the aircraft set up. So aircraft type is correct, engine ratings are correct, nav data is good to the November 2nd, we're all good there. Nav data is not out of date, we're good to the 2nd. I wonder if that update put us back to the default. Yeah, that's probably what happened, so that's fine. We can ignore that for this flight. So we'll get that information in. There's our GPS position is all entered in. We'll come over to our routes. We're going to request our flight plan. There she is, DTTA to DAAG. I didn't think it would do that with the nav data, but that's fine. Flight's good, 344 miles. We'll set fuel, set payload, and we will select the route. So we'll go back in after the flight and update our nav data. Let me grab the weather while we're waiting for that to come in. We'll just get the most up-to-date here, and we will throw that in. We're going to be taking off on runway 11 today. And you can see the weather's in. Winds are 120 at 6, a little bit variable left and right. 10 miles of visibility, few clouds at 2,600 feet. Currently 23 degrees. QNH 101 or 20. So we'll pop up here. We'll switch that over to HPA, and we'll go to let's go 1020. There we go. So we'll get the route loading into the FMC. And we'll activate, execute, and that is set. All right, pop me into our legs page. Not seeing any major issues, so we'll go to departure and arrival. Today we're going to be departing off of runway 11, as I mentioned, and we're doing the Chemi 3 Charlie departure. So next page, there's the Chemi 3 Charlie departure. We'll execute that. We'll go back to our arrival. As it stands right now, we are set to arrive on, there's no stars. We're going to be doing the ILS on runway 9, and we're going in on the MAR transition, and we will execute that. So over to our legs, you can see we're going to take off. We're going to make the turn back to Tuck, which is the VOR on the airfield, and we're going to head out, flying in, and then we got the point here, and then this is the entry point into the approach. So we'll come up, put that in, and that is all now entered in now. And just going to take a look at the altitudes we want. Okay, we're 36 or 3260 is correct. And it is all looking fine there. So with the route in, over to our initialization, we're going to pop up to here and swing around so we can see. I don't think we can bring the, yeah, you can't bring it down that you can into 777. So we'll bring up our performance tool. We're taking off on runway 11. Here's all the information in from the aircraft and the weather, and we could do our calculation. First thing we're going to do is come down here. We're going to bring in our performance initialization information out of the flight plan. We are going up to flight level 400. There she is, and we'll load that in. Flight level 400 is good. Our reserve fuel today is, well, we'll execute that first, and our reserve fuel is going to be 0.9, so we'll adjust that. And that is all set and entered in. We go to our N1 limits now. Pull back up so we can see it. So it wants us doing a TO2 and a cell temperature today of 52 degrees. And it's going to give us a climb to for our departure. It's going to be a flaps 1. And we're going to pop over here. We'll get the winds in for the runway 120 at 6. Winds are in. Come back over. We'll get the center of gravity in. 1,100 feet remaining. It's going to be more than that actually. And we should be looking at a 120, 121, 127. So that's pretty good. It's going to be 121 and 127. So that is now entered in. We'll come up here to our ground services. We'll get that set in there. All right, so we're looking good. That is all in. So at this point we would get our clearance, but there is no one here to do that for us. Let's see where Kevin is, if he's departed the area. Yep, he's taxiing out. And doing his thing. So we're going to run down the rest of the checklist now. So altimeters are set 1020, transponder we're going to set 1000. 1000 And that is set. Fueling, loading, and boarding is done. Takeoff data is all set. Cruise altitude, we're going up to 40,000 feet today. And our airport elevation here is 21 feet, so that will remain on 0. Pressurization panel is all set now, and we can come down to the MCP. So we're going to want our V2 is 127 plus 10. So that's going to be 137. Heading will be runway 11, which is 109 degrees, which is set, and we're going straight to flight level 400. There's no ATC online to step us up there. We'll just head straight up to our cruise. Won't be there for long, but that should be a good flight. Flight directors are coming on both sides, and we'll come down now with the radios. It's 122.8 is set, and 121.5 on the guard, and we will turn that on for monitoring. That is all set. All right, we get them to pull the doors away. We'll get them to also remove the ground power and the chocks, and we'll get ready for our push. So doors are being closed, ground equipment will be cleared, chocks removed. Push and start we'll treat as we've been given. We're going to turn on our lights. We'll come over here, we'll set up both sides on how we want it. That is now set. Anti-collision light is on. Just wait for the ground equipment.
374, currently 1,100 foot. Making a right-hand turn around the 2 to 0.
There's the information, or the stairs being pulled away. So we are good to request our push. And we're going up to 11, so we will go tail to the right, nose to the left when we get there. Tunis area traffic, Caribou 32, push and start, stand 29, facing north.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
All right, so they're coming out. So you can see we're going to take off. We're going to do a right-hand turn out, looping around. We're going to come back into tuck the airport VOR and then head out on our path. We do have a initial speed restriction, I think.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin.
No, just 250 knots. So they want us to turn as soon as possible, but no later than 3 miles out. That's fine. And we'll be good to go there. So once again, we are running the parallel 42 737 enhancement. So hopefully that'll add some niceness to it. She is coming to pick us up. Very quiet down here, no ETC online, and the only other aircraft besides me and Kevin took off out of here a while ago, so it's already on its way. There's the lift. All right, as you can see, we have no fuel in the, I gotta update that. No fuel in the center tanks, no left tail right.
Release parking brakes.
So brakes are released.
Commencing push.
So we'll pop up top. We're going to turn on the main fuel pumps. We have nothing in the center tank, so they can stay off. Packs are now going to come off.
Tunis 374 overhead to Tunis COR.
We are starting engine number 2.
Final call, Tunis.
So we have N1 rotation. Adding fuel. So Kevin's just flying overhead the field, making his turn en route. All right, and there's the starter cutoff. So we're going to come up now and start engine number 1. We have a good start. Start valve is open on engine number 1. Engine number 2 is stabilizing, looking good. All right, that's what's coming up for 20%. So we're going to add fuel on engine number 1. There we go, nicely lined up.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation.
Brakes are set. And at around 18%, we'll get the starter cutoff. There we go. Confirm good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
And while they disconnect, we'll carry on. So generators for engines 1 and 2 are now coming on. Engine 1 and 2 start switches are over to continuous. Probe heat is coming on. NTI is not required. Bleeds 1 and 2 are on. Packs left and right are to auto. Recirculation fan to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed is off. APU is off. Popping back down here, we're going to go flaps 1 for takeoff. Trim, we're going to set to our trim setting here, which is 4 3/4 roughly. So we'll just do that by eye. There we go, 4 3/4. Flight controls.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Left, right, neutral, forward, back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. And we'll go bring up the engines into the upper panel here. You should see the guy walking out. There he is. So we're going to go LNAV, VNAV, auto throttles on. There's the pin, give him a wave. Thank you very much. Warning recall is good. So taxi light is going to come on. Auto brakes, RTO. And we are good for taxi. Tunis area traffic, Caribou 32 taxi runway 11 via apron, Bravo, Echo, Foxtrot, holding short at Foxtrot. All right, brakes released. Adding power. So there should be a fairly big update to the aircraft, handling wise and behind the scenes wise, and some of the 747 stuff brought over like you saw in the EFB. It's the new EFB version, I believe, as well. So lots of interesting stuff happening. We'll see how she flies. So just before the terminal, we'll be able to pick up the outbound to Bravo. There she is. There's the main terminal, passenger terminal. All right, so we're not going far on Bravo. We're just going to come out here, grab Echo, turn left. Foxtrot will make the turn. That's Charlie. That goes back into the terminal. It's this next one here. This is default scenery. Looking forward to seeing what the default in 2024 is like. How different that'll be. All right, so as we roll up, we're going to do our fuel flow check, make sure our fuel flow is equal. It is. V speeds are set, 120, 121, 127. MCP, nav data, radios are all set. And we're basically just going to do a rollout onto the runway. So we'll go with our position lights, strobe and steady. Turn off lights are on, landing lights are on, taxi light will come off. Transponder is on. Put the TCAS traffic reporting on both sides. Tunis area traffic, Caribou 32, take position, runway 11. Runway is identified. And we'll do the clock once we're on the runway. We got no other traffic in the area currently. Okay, we are set. Clock is running. Engines to 40%. Tunis area traffic, Caribou 32 departing runway 11 on the Khmer 3 Charlie departure. All right, brakes are released. Takeoff power is set. Check. Turn on terrain just because we do have some hills nearby.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Autopilot's on. Commencing our turnout. Nose coming down for acceleration. Speed's coming up. There she is. Looking good. Just grabbing a quick little screen grab there. And we're turning back towards the airport. There's the airport there. As mentioned, we will be overflying to the basically the VOR, and we're going to pick up the next waypoint. There we are. rolling out onto our course line. All right, flaps coming up. So the weather is apparently a little iffy at our destination. As I mentioned, a little bit of thunderstorms and stuff. I'm just going to bring up weather. And we do not have any weather radar coverage for North Africa. Wonderful. All right, we'll see what we get there when we get there. Over to standard pressure. And we're basically going to be following along the coast. As you can see, we're going to cross this section here, and then we'll come along the coastline. We'll descend down. Currently with runway 09, we're going to fly past the airport and then turn around and come in on the ILS on the other side. That is the plan. Just checking how Kevin's doing. I think Kevin's going up to 24,000, I think, today. There's 10,000 feet. All right, so we'll go through our post checks, which we should have done. Autopilot on, auto brakes are off, gear lever is off, engine start switches are off, turn off lights are off, landing lights are off, flaps are retracted, cabin is pressurizing properly, altimeter is set to standard, and the seat belts in the back can come off. Flight line 374, Caribou 32. What's your position? Over. Not sure if he'll be able to hear me. Might be out of range. Flight line 374, Caribou 32. Nope. Not picking him up. But he is quite a bit ahead of us. And he's doing more VOR to VOR navigation, so it'll be interesting to see how he does compared to us. And again, we're going up to 40,000 feet, so we're not going to be... There's our... we zoom in. There's our top of climb. And there's our top of descent. So it looks like we got about 80, about 100 miles, 120 miles or so cruise. And then we'll be heading downwards. But it's better for the engines to be running up at the higher altitude, so it's all good. And we are looking fine. So the runways we're landing on are over 11,000 feet. Okay, you're 46 from maybe I'm about 195, so okay, we got about 40 miles or so between us, 40 to 50 miles. We'll see how that lasts. I don't know, I've never used it. I don't think I'm equipped. right, so it turns out the last 2 flights earlier this week I had on a weather preset. I'd done a little bit of stuff earlier on the weekend when I got back from my trip, and I must have set a preset and I forgot, and those first two flights with it on. Yeah, I got no idea how any of that stuff works or where you would even find it. I'm assuming it'd be in here somewhere. Do the 37s even have it? I don't know. Maybe they had to take it out to put in the, what is it, the MTOS system for the Maxes? In the DLK section? Oh, the data link? Yeah, no data link. All right. Well, it looks like my target climb speed is 0.78. What am I doing? 0.7 at the moment. Yeah, 0.7, so I was right. Pretty much on where I thought I'd be, although it is going up as the air thins out. So we'll be back again on Sunday in the 777 1400 Zulu, flying from Honolulu, Hawaii to San Francisco. All right, so what do we got going into Algiers? 4 aircraft, us two. There's a 737 800, or there's 2 737 800s. DAAG, not sure what airline that is. Let's see, airline code, DAH, Air Algiers. Okay, makes sense. So they're heading inbound, but not there yet. Although it looks like one's about to land. Maybe the other one's already down, so I'm not seeing them. Oh, a little bit of turbulence there. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of rocking and rolling, so let's get the seat belts back on. $9,000 feet to go. So comment below who's anticipating or eager for 2024. I'm very happy that it's more people are confirming that, you know, aircraft we have and stuff in our community folder, you can directly plop it in and it will work. It won't take advantage of some of the more improvements they've made with 2024 until they redo it, but at least aircraft like this and the DC-6 and all these things will actually work out of the box in the sim. So may have to take a few days off as we get it set up and everything like that, but should be good otherwise. All right, we're down to 1,000 feet per minute. Slowly climbing up. Yeah, we're pretty light. We are an executive jet. We've only got 12 passengers on board today. So there's me and Roger up front. There's the two flight attendants in the back, and 12 passengers, leaving a nice contrail there. That's part of the SimFX package. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. But if we hop back into the aircraft, we can go for a wander through the cabin and see how it is. So this is the front section. You can see we got a nice table for every meetings, doing some work, discussing things. It's 2x2, and nice view out the front there. And behind here we have a little station for trays and glasses and stuff like that. There's a passageway down the left-hand side of the aircraft here. It's on the right as we're facing the rear. And then moving forward, we have the washroom. Actually, if we come forward through the curtain here, let me just come up here. Well, let me go through the curtain. Now, well, let me go through the curtain. We've got a galley space here, counters and stuff up in the front here, as well as a sink. And then as we move back through the aircraft, you can see the little area back here. We have a bathroom in here, of course, sliding doors. There's the facilities there. Shower on board, very nice. And of course, a sink and mirror for doing your business. Coming out of the back here, we come to another little area. There's a nice couch here, longer table, and a couple nice chairs as well. Some good storage under the seats. Moving into the back here, we got a second bathroom and another area back here, closet space. You can hang up jackets and all that type of stuff in there. Again, you can have meetings, you can have a little bit of family gatherings, talk about things, do what you got to do. And we can move right into the back here. So any staff that are flying with the families or whatever, they can sit in the back here and enjoy the flight in a 3x2 configuration. No in-flight entertainment units have been removed, but they can read books or figure out what they got to do when we get to where we're going. And in the back we have the main galley. As you can see, there's all the food carts and the machines. Another lavatory in the back. This would be for the hired help. And of course, looking at the views we have set up, if we come to the back here, we've got our main cabin view. Looking at the windows here from the couch, get a view over the engine slightly forward, and then over to the other side, past the wing, looking downwards, and then right at the back, there's the wing. Again, a view down on the Mediterranean. And then there's the main front part of the aircraft. So very nice. No beds or anything. It is not quite designed for flights of that length, but you can get some nice rest and recline the seats and kick back a little bit. Looking very nice. And as you can see, we're flying along the coast of North Africa here. We've got the Mediterranean off to our right and land below us as we truck along the coastline. All right, so we're 300 feet away from top of climb, and we're going to get settled in here. Ah, Kevin, it'll be fine. What could go wrong? Just hope they get enough testing done through the Tech Alpha and stuff that if there's any obvious issues, they get fixed before release. All right, so here we are, 40,000 feet, nicely settled in. And we are 147 miles from top of descent. So I think Roger and I deserve a drink, so we'll get the cabin crew to come up. And we'll be good to go. So today's flight has a scheduled airtime of 1 hour and 9 minutes with a block time of 1 hour 37 minutes. It's not too windy. Average wind is 231 at 22 knots. And you can see we're at 227 at 19 at the moment. So pretty spot on with roughly where we want to be. And according to the brief, we should have 2.7 tons on board when we land. And if we come down here, well, it's saying 3.7, burning 2.7. Read the numbers in the wrong order. It's not too bad. Now the weather radar no longer says in up on it. We'll see if anything comes up. I'll leave that off for now unless we get something coming in. Actually, what I'm going to do is come down here, make sure it's on weather mode for the right side. We'll get weather up on his, see if anything pops up. You want to see how the default aircraft are? Don't want to see a repeat on how this is. Yeah. Oh, did I get a spec? Ooh. Oh, I did. Look at that. Awesome. So it looks like it's working. Very nice. Yeah, I think the what is it? They got a max coming in. Stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not too worried about it because I don't fly the default aircraft. I mean, on release, the GA stuff was okay. Of course, some of the mods helped. But for the airliners, everything I'm flying airliner-wise is pretty much third party. Except for the 747, which I'm back from the Salty over to the Asobo one. Because of the work that Working Title put into it. So, we'll see. All right, so we're 117 from top of descent. And about 80, we'll start setting up and pulling our information and getting her ready. So something else I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the trips I've got coming up, I'm going to record my flights. They won't be exact. I mean, I won't have all the proper aircraft, but at least I'll be able to use the 737 for the Airbus or the or whatever, and then I can use the 777 for the longer legs. And I'm going to record the actual flights and post them at the times that I'm actually flying, so that'll be pretty cool. Have them come up. They'll be edited down, obviously. Because I'm not going to be able to post some of them because there are some rather long flights coming up. A fair amount of cloud down there. So again, unfortunately, North Africa doesn't have a weather radar coverage in Navigraph, so I'm not able to bring that up. Would be nice to be able to see it, see what's coming, but surprises are good as well. All right, cruising along nicely now. $96 miles to go. Kevin, what's your ground speed at the moment? Sorry, you had to mute there for a sneeze. 397, okay. So I got about 45 knots on you. I think we still got some pretty good spacing. I'm 43 miles to Jill, if that's on your flight plan. Well, my ground speed is showing 440. Your overhead chill? Okay, so we're about 40 miles separate. So I'll adjust, let you go in first. Yeah, it looks like we're on the same A411 air route, so it's keeping us going the same direction. All right, we're 80 miles out. Let's do a weather check. All right, looks like we still got the thunderstorms. All right, so the current 20 minutes old at Windsor 190 at 3. 09 is still in use. 10 miles of visibility. There's thunderstorms. A few clouds at 2,000. Few clouds at 2,600 with cumulus buildup. Scattered at 8,000. It's 19 degrees, dew point 18. So it could get even lower cloud. And QNH 1017. Let's get that dialed in. Yeah, I think I do. I go, let me just pull up my information here. I go, well, I go to BJA, and then I head to a lat long waypoint, and then I head to Zem, and then I do the entry into the arrival. So that might create a little bit more space for us as well. Yeah, you can see my kick out come down here. You can see my I don't go straight over. I kick out a little bit and then come in. So like I said, that'll probably help with a little bit of space, or at least help keep the spacing. All right, so we got the weather in and everything, and we'll set up there. So destination weather is good. Arrival data, we're going to pop down to the FMC, go into our inert ref. We're going to be landing at today. We're going to do a flaps 30 today. It's a nice long runway. So we're going to have a slightly higher landing speed, so that will be fine there. 11,000 foot runway should not be an issue. Landing altitude for the airport today is 82 feet. That's above 75, so we'll make it an even 100 feet for the airport. Radios are set, no ATC up or anything like that. We are good there. Coming over to the nav information, we are going to set up our ILS frequency of 108.5. And we'll type that in. That is good. We're also going to set up our main airport VOR of 112.5. And that is set in there. We could do ADF. We could do ADF, but I'm going to VOR 1 there, VOR 2. On ADF, nah, we won't worry about it. The ADF is just on the NDV on the approach to the outer marker, so that's fine. We are good with that. For our courses, our runway course is 090. No, other way. The 090 is set for our. Ooh. We're going to want the 343 radio here on nav 2, which is the airport beacon, the Algeria beacon, because our missed approach is we're going to turn left onto that radio and climb to 3,060 feet and hold. And it looks like we're in meters here. Uh-huh. All right. So we can run it in feet. We'll be pretty close to bang on, but it looks like they run meters. Interesting. We'll leave it in feet just to make it easier. There's no ATC, so that will be fine. So the localizer frequency courses are all set. Engine anti-ice not a concern. Recall is done. MCP is set. Let's reset the altitude. Well, we've passed Jill, so we can just set it right down. So we want 2,240. So we're going to go for 2,300. Yeah, I looked up and I saw the feet meters conversion. I went, really? They're running meters in Algeria? Okay. So we'll go 2,300 feet. There will be slightly above the intercept, but that's fine. And everything else is good there. So coming back over here, we're going to set our minimums. So our minimums are going to be for categories here of 276 feet. That'll be 220 feet above the ground. Touchdown, so that is now in on our minimums. Approach and missed approach, as we discussed, we're going to be coming in on the ILS for runway 09, and if we have to do a missed approach, we'll make a left turn to the 343 radial and fly out on that. Auto brake, we're going to go auto brakes 1. Nice long runway, and we do want to get ourselves down. We're going to be parking in front of Terminal 2 on stand 56. Seem to be nice big stands on the apron out there. So that's where we're going to be headed. So we're all set. $28 miles to the top of descent. We're all looking good. As we head down, we'll watch for our loop around to pick up the ILS, and we are going to come here. Look at the clouds. You can see a little bit of buildup. Clouds are getting some vertical volume, so yeah, we might run into a little bit of stuff out there. It's minus 29 degrees out, so we'll have to watch for icing as well if we do get into precipitation on the way down. And then we do have the hills here off to our left once we come on shore. Alright, so it looks like we have a 737 going to be leaving Algiers. And we are on our way in. Yeah, he's still down on the field, so he hasn't left yet. We're looking good, and 18 miles to top of descent. Fuel is looking good. We should have 3.7 on landing. We're at 4.1 right now. 36 minutes into the flight. And everything is looking good up top. Have to remember it's night for everybody else, so we'll put on all the lights when we come down. And 122.8 and 121.5 are still up. All right, Kevin's on his way down. And we're about 7 or 8 miles from our top of descent. Again, there's no star here, but we'll make a call at Zem as we announce our intentions. There's our turn out to that waypoint, and then after that we will be heading downwards. Kevin's on his way down. And so are we. Any second now. There we go. Engines are coming back and down we go. Looking good. Love the twist on the contrails as they come out. That looks so good. Sorry, just gonna grab another screen grab here quickly. I haven't said this in a while, but if you like what we do here, please consider subscribing and liking and joining the channel. You can come over to our Discord. You can find the information in the descriptions, and I'll also get it to pop up into the chat as well. And if you really want to support what we do, help with aircraft and terrain and airport scenery and stuff like that, you're welcome to join. $5 a month helps a lot with getting new aircraft and all kinds of stuff like that. That allows us to show it off for you guys. And it looks like that flight has left. No, it's left Algiers. It is a 737-800 heading down to Sétif, which is kind of southeast of us, kind of off in the direction we're looking over this way. But you can see some of that cloud formation in the hills. Looking good as we're coming in. We'll watch for weather over here. Keep the terrain radar up here. Not sure how hilly this area is. Doesn't look too bad, although there are some we're going over at the moment. We'll see how that plays out. We're going to peg our speed at 280 knots. And we'll hold that down as we continue to descend. I think Kevin's kind of doing a more direct approach to the airport, so that'll keep our spacing up as well. We'll also keep an eye out for him on the TCAS. So first officer Molly had a rough night last night. She a little bit of an upset tummy. So we're taking it easy today. Hopefully she can, she'll be better. Oh, there she is. Hi. And then she'll be back to normal. She's had a nice relaxed day with her standard food with nothing else, just to try to settle her stomach a little bit. She had a very exciting day. We went for a nice long walk down by the lake. We saw some friends. She got to explore, got to go digging in the sand on the beach at one point. Had a real good time. All right, so let's get that set for 280. We'll hold there. See, we're going to go slightly offshore and then cut back in. And again, we'll make our first call out at Zem. It's 30,000 feet. We're still heading downwards. See, your standby VOR indicator is picking it up. Yeah, VOR2, VOR1's not coming in yet. That's the ILS frequency.
Algiers, flight 374, currently approaching the Bravo November Alpha NDB. Flight level 121, we're inbound to the Arlington 09er via the Algiers VOR. Algiers.
Alright, so that's Kevin on his way in. Like I said, we'll make the call at Zem. And looking good. We got that other traffic heading southeast, so he's going to be no conflict. Again, VOR2 is indicating. See the green arrows. Actually, I guess what I could do is if I come over here, if I go into, I use the standby 370, I'll put that in on the ADF. Put that in, and if I come over here and tune in the standby to the ADF, we'll see if that picks that up. Just using the instrumentation in the cockpit. It's there, might as well use it, see if it works. Looking very good. I do got to update GSX. I think I got to look and see if there's been a driver update as well. Bring that back to 40 miles now. Yeah, a little bit of cloud buildup, but nothing too major. It's been interesting watching the guys flying into the hurricanes down in Florida over the past couple weeks. See what they get into when they fly into those things. Alright, so we're coming up for 22,000 feet. We'll get the seatbelts. Oh, the seatbelts are on. I didn't take them off once we hit that turbulence, or got clear of the turbulence. That's okay. There's the coastline. Kevin should be somewhere around Zem right now, south of it. Zem's on the coast. Looks like right after that we're going to do our deceleration down to 245.
Algiers traffic flight number 374 established on the inbound radial to the Algiers UR 278, 15 miles to the east of the beacon. Currently flight level 84 inbound to the Alison Radio Liner.
Yeah, just looking at the terrain here. Looks like the airport is located down in this area, so you can see the buildup around. Algiers area traffic, Caribou 32 is approximately 17 miles northeast of the Zem VOR, descending through flight level 178, inbound for the ILS runway 09 through the MAR transition. Alright, so let's quickly pop down. I forgot to put in my fixes, so it's DAAG. We'll get that in. We're going to go with our 4-mile ring, our 10-mile ring, and we want our, I think that's 270, and we'll go 25 miles, and we go back to here. Back to the RFMC. Yeah, there's our fixes. Not sure what happened with my information. Oh, it's cleared. Alright, we're descending down nicely. We're 30 miles out to the MAR transition. See, we got our rings now. 25-mile ring, which is automatically put in. There's our 10-mile ring. When we're coming in the other way, we want to be kind of set up and ready for that 4-mile. We should be everything final. Gear down, flaps down, ready for landing and speed set. Our speed today, we got a reference of 122. We're going to approach at 127. 122 for touchdown. And what we're going to do now is bring our speed here back to 245, because at 250 we can go to 5-degree flaps, and then when we do our level off here for deceleration, that's the speed we'll come back to. So we are set there, and we'll make another radio call at Zem as a position update for Kevin, who's about a mile from the airport heading inbound now. And you can see our markers here for our center lines and everything as well. There's some of the clouds going by. Pretty green fields here for North Africa.
Algiers traffic, Quadrant 374 currently overhead the field. We're passing over.
Currently they get a lot of moisture there.
270, so the speed return, Kilo Mike Romeo NTB for the Isles of Madrid.
Alright, so he's heading directly outbound, and then he's going to do the teardrop procedure turn. There's our turn at Zem. Algiers area traffic, Caribou 32 overhead, Zem descending through flight level 110 inbound, ILS 09 through the REM transition, or the MAR transition at Algiers. So when we land, we're going to be making a left-hand turnout. We'll probably roll her down to Juliet 3 and get off there. And then we'll be taxiing into parking area 2. Again, that'll be stand 56. If it's modeled. We'll see what happens. A little bit of cloud we're going through there. Temperature's plus 13, so not worried about icing at all. Speed's coming down. And we're below 250 knots, so we're going to go straight to flaps 5, which we can do in this aircraft. And we're going to start our descent again as the flaps come out. See anything on that side. I'm going to turn the train off, put the weather radar on, see if anything pops. Yeah, it's not showing anything. That's fine. Put the train back on. Alright, so there's the airport. There's the one runway, and the other runway goes this way. And we are 8.5 miles from Mar. You can see our
Algiers traffic, Quadrant 374 turning inbound for the Isles of Madrid.
ADF needle is now pointing towards the outer marker NDB. Yep, everything is looking good. So have to keep an eye out for Kevin. We are going to pass either above him or behind him. He said he's turning inbound, so we'll keep an eye out. Not sure where this is taking us. No, 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 no. Let's go ahead and select. I'm not sure why it decided to put us into a turn there. Oh, there's Algiers.
Algiers traffic flight number 374, fully established on the island from 097 miles.
I just noticed that, and I was looking at it to see what it was doing when I noticed what it was showing me there. So we'll make our turn in that way, and then we're going to loop around. Not sure why it did that. Abhishi Glal, let go memory actions, rapid depress. Those are words. Yes, they are. All right, switch our pressure over. No, we don't do emergencies on this channel. All our what are you doing, aircraft? All of our actions are planned. That was interesting. So it's two things that's done. A weird routing as we came in. And then right there, the autopilot just kicked on me. I don't know why. Let's get back here under speed control. Bring our speed down to 200 now.
Algiers traffic flight 374, traffic final number 09.
HB is correct, 10 miles out. All right, well, this chart's a little different. That's fine. Set your bank angle selected to 30. I think it is a set to 30. Oh, not quite, 25. Oh, you think that's what it was? Okay. Yeah, I know it won't happen to real aircraft, but that's kind of why it threw me on why it was happening here. But, yeah, okay. There we go, 30. All right, getting a little bit of turbulence. All right, so let's get ourselves ready. We're going to make a 220-degree turn. $1,000 to go. Sim issue? Is it just this aircraft or is it on all of them?
Algiers traffic flight line 374 is clear from 09 at Unit 3.
Okay, Kevin's off the runway. 2,500 feet to go. Let's make our turn for the intercept. So it's 090, so we want to be at 060. It's PMGG 737. Okay. Well, thanks. I'll keep an eye on that. Normally I wouldn't have gone into heading select, but it decided to do some weird routing on me. All right, we're 20 miles out. We're looking good, 2,300 feet. Glide slope is showing.
Algiers traffic right down 374, taxi 2 stands, Sierra 7 via Juliet, Hotel 2, Alpha 6, Alpha
Approach
5,
mode is
Bravo
active.
5, Alpha Bravo 1.
It's the ILS for runway 09. Coming in on the localizer. As soon as we roll level, we'll go flaps 10. There we go. Start to roll level. Flaps 10. Speed to 185. Alright, we'll give the cabin a final ding. I was worried about all this other stuff. We'll get the lights on. We'll get those on. Wing lights. All that good stuff that should have been on beforehand. Alright, there's the airport ahead. There she is, and flying over the town. You can see a little bit of the buildup that was talked about in the MEDAR, but weather's not an issue today. All right, we're 16 miles out. Yeah, I've already got the extended center line in. I also put in a 4 and a 10 mile ring, as you can see. Sorry, I got a frog in the throat here. But 4 miles just to remind me to get everything down and ready as we come in. Alright, that's our missed approach heading and everything there. And a little bit of turbulence as we come over the hills. There's 13 miles coming up. Yeah, I extended out to make sure that I wasn't going to crowd Kevin, the other guy that's flying, but he's down and off, so that's all good. Algiers area traffic, Caribou 32, established localizer, ILS runway 09 Algiers, 12 miles. Alright, so we'll get you switched over. You're on terrain, you're good, everything is good. We're all set there. We're going to go up to 3,000 for the missed approach. There's 10 miles. Two, four. It's 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 5, 9. We should be seeing the. Oh, there goes the glide slope. Alright, we're going to dial that back to 343 for the mist if we need it. Alright, we're halfway down on the glide slope, speed coming down to 165. And we're below 8 miles. Gear down. Glide slope intercept. Gear down 3 green, flaps 15. Six miles. What? Cleared our approach. Let's go back to there. Speed coming back to 126. All right, gear down 3 green. Let's get ourselves lined up. There we go. Speed down below 160, about 25. It's 4 miles coming up. And flaps 30 is set. We're doing a flaps 30 landing, so we're good there. Gear down 3, cabin is notified, lights are all on, runway is identified. No aircraft on the runway.
1,000.
And we are all fully established 1,000 feet. Oh yeah, speed brakes are, I'm all over the place today. Speed brakes are, yeah, engines are continuous. And auto brakes are set. All right. God, I really did a pilot monitoring here. Ooh, that airport is looking kind of funky. Weird electric blue. All right, there's 500 feet. Autopilot off. Now my start switches are continuous. They are switched over. They look off because of the angle.
Approaching minimums.
All right. Approaching minimums.
Minimums.
Continue. No, don't apologize. I am missing stuff.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Auto brakes on, reversers green. 90 knots. $70 knots. 60 knots. Reversers off. Manual braking. And there we go. Algiers area traffic, Caribou 32, clear runway 09 at Juliet 3. All right, let's come to a halt. Speed brakes down. Flaps up. Transponder. Standby. Position lights to steady, logo light off, wing light, we'll leave the logo light on. Turn off lights are off, landing lights are off, taxi light is on, APU is on, ATIs wasn't on, probe heats are off, engine start switches are now off, and auto brakes are off. We'll clear the cautions and the warnings, and we're going to taxi. So we're going Juliet Hotel, or Algiers area traffic, Caribou 32 taxiing to parking 2, stand 56 via Juliet Hotel 2, Hotel 1, Alpha 4, Bravo 8, Bravo 1. All right. AP is coming up. Now, are you going to give me 56? Gate, parking, runway. Gate, parking. No, you're not. Okay. So we will ignore you, and we'll do our own thing. And we'll see what it says when we get there. Oh, I can see Kevin over there. All right, so basically we're going down to the end here, then we're going to make a left-hand turn, and then we will go by the first one, and then go in on the second one, which is Bravo 1. Not today. I only do one flight a stream. We'll be flying again on Sunday, 1400 Zulu. We're flying the 777 from Hawaii to San Francisco. And that will be in 2 days on Sunday. All right, let's get our speed under control. We're a little bit fast. All right, so this is Alpha 4. All right, so this intersection here is Bravo 7, which I don't want. I want Bravo 1, which is this one coming up here. And 56 is the last stand. There should be 3 of them here, 3 large stands here. All right, as we come up here, we can turn on the APU bleeds. We'll turn off the engine bleeds. Oop. Oh, that 50, that's S. Okay. There's S7. There's Kevin. Look like a 5 with my poor eyesight. And we are going to go in here to what I thought was 56. It's S6. All right, let's see if we can bring this around. Get her parked up on the line. It's odd parking lines, but that's fine. Want to get that nose wheel on the line. Alrighty, and there we go. So we are here. Let's we'll get the taxi light off. APU generators are now up online, and we'll get the parking brakes set, and we can shut down the aircraft. So seatbelt signs will come off. Shut down the aircraft. Anti-collision light will come off. We'll get the fuel pumps off except for the APU. Isolation valve will go open. Packs are on reset. Fan can come off. Get the window heaters off. Pop down here. Flight directors will come off. Clear the cautions. And let's see if it will give us... there we go. Let's get the stairs. Air Algiers, very good. So they're coming there and doing their stuff, and we'll say goodbye. Oh, hang on. Can I do share cockpit? Unfortunately, no. I'm not able to do that. Sorry. So that's going to do it for today's flight. Thanks for coming along. We are back Sunday, 7:47. Or sorry, 777 300 ER. We're leaving Honolulu, and we'll be flying to San Francisco on a nice cross-Pacific flight there, about 5.5 hour long flight. We'll see you then at 1400 Zulu. Once again, remember, subscribe if you can. Throw a like on the stream or the video if you're watching it later, and we will see you on the next one. Kevin, thanks again for flying along. Avishk, thank you for coming in and giving that input. And we'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye for now.